Alright guys, you've been very patient. Let's talk about medical stuff. So I got my EMT, would have been March of this year, so still not too long ago. And even before I had my EMT, I have been around guns, I've been around dirt biking, compound bows, you name it. I've always kind of had the let's be ready mindset. And I had some medical equipment before I even got my EMT, although I didn't realize that the gear and having quality gear is what's really going to make the difference. So let's go through some gear. Although I gotta say that there are only two companies that I get my medical equipment from or tend to look toward, and that's North American Rescue and Dark Angel Medical. Both of those guys, those businesses do outstanding work, have high quality gear and good experience. They know what they're talking about. If you get bored one day, going to their website to watch a few videos on some of the gear that they sell is it's great. I've learned quite a bit from, just watching what they do and so on and so forth. Okay, I could show you guys my kit, although I think that there's value in if you're just starting out a blowout kit, not trying to copy someone who I've built mine over time and with EMT stuff in the back of my mind. And if you don't have EMT training, there's nothing wrong with that. You can still do a lot of help as a immediate first responder on the scene if a car accident happens, let's just say. But if you don't have EMT training, getting something like a decompression needle may not be as sure it can save a life, but being prepared to stop blood flow may be a great place to start your blowout kit for. So tourniquets. I would say that carrying a minimum of 4 would be wise. Having at least 1 is awesome. But again, let's just say a bad car accident, cars are flipping, turning over, whatever else is going on. Realistically, if it's a bad scenario, you probably will need more than 1 tourniquet. If, let's say that a motorcyclist goes over the handlebars, this happens too. Someone goes over the handlebars, hits their femurs, and has a bilateral femur fracture. That's one incident, and you're going to need 2 tourniquets. Yeah, I mean, if they broke both of their femurs, bleeding out can happen in minutes. So, multiple tourniquets, more than 1 tourniquet. There's a lot of value in that. I need to stress that. What else? Little 4x4 gauze pads are great, and that's good to have. Although I tend to not plan for little boo-boos, cuts and bruises. I would recommend spending money on something like Israel bandages first. I can open one of these up, I got a bunch of them, and just show you guys how they're used and what they're used for. Although, I think, yeah, if I was you, I would go over to the Dark Angel Medical website or North American Rescue and look at some of their little videos on how those work. What they are is there's a gauze pad in the middle, and then there's elastic straps on either side and a piece of plastic right over the gauze pad. So what you can do is put the gauze over really any part of the body. It can go over the head, chest, the legs, arms. The reason that I have it is it's so versatile. It can go anywhere on the body, and it can become a pressure dressing, or it can just be used to hold blood in as just a gauze pad. Whatever you need it to do, extremely versatile. You just need to know how to use it. But you don't need to have tape on the hand to hold some gauze down. It's got everything all set by itself, and they come in these vacuum suctioned little bags, and they're really compact for what they can do. So this is another really good way to go. I think these are only 10-15 bucks and very valuable. So Yes, there's a lot that you can do in a car accident or a bad accident on the range. Someone takes a bullet, or just a stray, whatever's going on. Um, but if you plan to um, stop blood flow and just keeping patients calm, knowing how to communicate over the phone to a 911 dispatcher, so on and so forth, that's going to be a big deal. If you plan on being the EMT, I don't even plan on being the EMT if I pull up onto a scenario. All I'm planning on doing is calming down, properly communicating between me and a dispatch person so that they can send an EMT who's got all of the gear and they're going to transport. I'm just going to try to keep people alive to the best of my ability. I'm not going to be a doctor in the field. I'm going to fix you up and you're going to be good to go. That's not how it works. Having a mindset and knowing how to communicate things, that's what's going to really save lives. Here's another little piece of gear that's really good. Sorry for that rant, by the way. Halo seals, or just occlusive dressings. They are used to, let's say that you take a bullet to the lung and there's sucking chest wound. What happens is, as you inhale this lung, if it's okay, if your lung is expanding, the lung that has been punctured is actually going to be doing a paradoxical motion. It's going to be moving back and forth because it's been punctured. So what these really are is massive stickers. It's kind of the best way to explain it. And again, you can go to a website, North American Rescue, Dark Angel Medical. You can go and check out some of their YouTube videos and see, oh, that's how that works. But there's also a lot of value in opening one of these up yourself, knowing what you're going to see when you open one of these up. Anyway, someone takes a bullet to the lung and it goes in one side, out the other. It comes with two occlusive dressings, and slapping those on either side, even just while you're waiting for an EMT or a fire department to arrive, may be the difference between life or death. Now, like I said, there's plenty more things that you can pick up on. Trauma shears, for example, I have too many of these. I have a lot of these. I really need to get, if you guys are looking to get a really high quality pair of these, Leatherman makes some called Raptors, and from what I hear, they can cut off like football helmets, motorcycle helmets, pretty intense stuff. But a good pair of trauma shears that can, let's say that someone takes a bullet to the chest or to the shoulder and they're wearing 3 layers. Undressing them doesn't work like that to see what's going on. You got to cut those clothes off and get right to it. Other common sense things like a Sharpie. If you put a tourniquet on somebody, you put a T on their forehead with blood, with whatever's going on. If a tourniquet goes on, it does not come off until the doctor takes it off, and you mark it. Absolutely, you have to mark those. There's little things that I could go through, like if you show up on the scene and somebody is in a car accident and they're bleeding from somewhere, the tourniquet is not the first thing that you do. A tourniquet can do more damage if it's not the right moment for it. You need to begin with pressure and bandages and see if you can stop that blood flow, or at least control it before you put a tourniquet on. The tourniquet is the last resort. It is not the first thing that we do. So that's one of those little things that I worry about. Everyone kind of always talks about, oh, I carry my tourniquet with me whenever I'm at the range. Great, but do you know that when you put a tourniquet on a limb, you may be considering that limb, okay, we're going to have to amputate, but we need to save this guy's life. Do you know that? Those are the kind of things. Where do you put the tourniquet? So a little bit of training goes a long way, but having the right gear is really important as well. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I can do another video on some of the more detailed stuff that I have, but for someone who is just hoping to be able to be a first responder, keep people alive while EMTs, police officers, fire department gets coming on the way, we need more of those people, and having the right gear and a little bit of know-how can go a long way. All right, again, any questions, go ahead and DM me on Instagram, put them in the comments, whatever you need to do. All right, guys, stay safe.